Hey students, how you doing? This is Dr. Ryan Bradshaw coming to you on September 5th, 2018, fall semester. And just wanted to reach out to you to see how everybody's doing. Haven't made a video since our introduction video, and a lot of you watched that, and I appreciate it. But I just wanted to do another check-in video with you to see how your semester's going. We are firmly into the fall semester at this point. Several of you have had issues in various areas of the technology, whether it be a MindTap issue or a book issue, whatever it may be. Just main thing is I want to communicate to you about that is if you have an issue, let us know as soon as possible, because we can't assist if we don't know. So if you do have an issue, go ahead and reach out to us. Email is the quickest way to get up with me. Normally, if I get an email, if I can't solve that issue, I can get a team of folks working on it, depending on what it is, whether it be my chair, my dean, the people. I have reps that I'm directly in contact with at Cengage, so we can help with issues if we know about it. But don't wait until mid-semester if you're having issues with regards to the actual course and study. If you're struggling with your grades, if you're doing the assignments, you're coming to class or participating weekly online with your assignments and doing the reading, and you're still struggling with your grade, there's some type of disconnect happening, and you may need some additional assistance, and that's okay. Listen, when I was an undergraduate student, I got a tutor for statistics. I needed it, and I gladly accepted that help. Same thing with grad school. Grad school, I needed some help with statistics. I actually paid a tutor out of my pocket to offer me some assistance with some statistics. So you got to do what you got to do, and we do have a tutor lab in Spruce 133. It's widely used and available. It's available Monday through Thursday from around 9 to 1 daily. You can make an appointment or just walk in and say, hey, I need help with this. And they help with a wide variety of things, whether it be pretty much any business-related content, and they do help with other subjects. If you had some technical issues, you need somebody to help you submit an assignment, they help with that kind of stuff. So take advantage of the resources around you, and don't just wait, if you do need assistance, because it seems like every semester I'll have a student that will have a issue with some coursework. They won't tell anybody, and then the end of the semester is imminent, and it's almost too late to do anything about it at that point. On the same token, though, I do have students that will communicate with me and say, hey, Bradshaw, I'm having this trouble with this issue, whatever it may be, and we put a plan together. And I'll say that having a plan and being willing to work that plan just takes so much stress off of you as a student, because you know that you're working in a way that's going to help you be successful. And so communication is key. If you're not checking your emails daily, that's something that you want to start doing, because a lot of good information is sent to you via email. One such piece of information that was sent out this week is a request for you to do a survey, Student SWOT Analysis, SWOT, which stands for Strengths, Weaknesses, Opportunities, and Threats. Please take an opportunity to do that short survey. It's for the college to collect some additional information, and we need your input. So please take that opportunity to do that SWOT analysis. As far as what's going on this week, I had a student ask me a question about due dates in MindTap, and I wanted to kind of show you a couple different views that you see in MindTap that might help you manage that part of your course a little more effectively. And so if you look at the MindTap screen when you log in, it usually will show you a view that we're looking at now, which is a bulleted view. But if you want to look at a calendar view, the calendar right beside, right here, it'll say week view. Click on that, and it will show you what's due for this week. And you can scroll back and look at previous weeks and look at future weeks. But right now, front and center, for this particular course, they have assignments due Friday, September 7th. And you'll also notice this that says counts towards grades. If it counts towards your grade, that is something you definitely want to do. But if the assignment doesn't indicate that it counts towards your grade, that might be a supplemental activity that I encourage you to do, but once again, doesn't count towards your grade, but increases your capacity for learning. the more information that you're exposed to more frequently, it will increase your knowledge base. So if you look at something one time, you're probably not going to remember it. But if you've seen it 3, 4, 5 times, yeah, I mean, every time you look at it, you're increasing that exposure. So from 1 to 5 times is a 500% increase in visibility or exposure to that material. And I would say probably, a similar multiple of retention. So if you look at it once, you might have a 3% likelihood of remembering the information. You'll probably look at it 4 or 5 times and go up to 15 or 20% that you might be likely to remember that, just as a random piece of data. So exposure is key. And let me go ahead and tell you, not to preach, and I'll be brief, but I didn't appreciate education for what it was when I was undergraduate. I thought I went to college, I'm going to get a degree, and from there I was going to get a job, and everything was just kind of fall into place. What I realized after the fact was that it was actually at graduation for my bachelor's degrees that I had an epiphany. I said, I've actually learned quite a bit, and I was surprised by how much I had learned. And I kind of fell in love with the idea of I can learn anything. I can read any book. I can study anything I want to study and learn about that topic. I'm not going to be a rocket scientist or a medical doctor or anything like that. But I did, continue my education, and I continue to learn. And it's not just about formal education that you get at college. It's about learning things out in the world, learning things through reading, and becoming a more well-rounded person, that you have some perspective on a variety of topics. And I think that lends to preparing you to be more successful in life. Not necessarily at a job. I hear this debate all the time that, we need people to learn a trade or a skill. Yes, that's true. But I look at total quality of life, and I think that education does that for you, unlike anything else. So once you have that knowledge in place, it sharpens your perspective, it increases your critical thinking, and it increases your capacity to question things and be intuitive and to be inquisitive, to seek out your own answers for the things that are in our world and beyond. So I encourage you to become a lifelong learner, not just somebody that's here for a grade, not just somebody that's here for a certificate or a diploma, or somebody that's here to ultimately transfer that skill set or that knowledge into a job per se, which is, I understand, the desired effects, and that is kind of what happens. I mean, you do increase your capacity to get a better job with an education, but I want you to have an awareness and an awakening before you get to the end of this journey and realize that this is a setup for something bigger, and I hope that you grab on that and run with it. All right, let's talk about specifics for this week. If you haven't caught on by now, and I mentioned it in my previous video, that I don't like to assign work for the weekends. I want you to be able to enjoy your weekend, and I don't want you to have to contact me on a Sunday afternoon and say, I'm panicking because I have this due and I can't get in because either my computer broke or I don't have Wi-Fi or internet or this, that, or the other. Those issues, I can't do anything on a Sunday afternoon to support you in that. And all it does is indicate your lack of preparation if you're waiting till a Sunday afternoon to do some work. So with that said, I purposefully have designed all of my courses so that the work is due on Friday nights. That way you can do your work throughout the week, complete your work hopefully on Thursday or Friday or before, and then have your weekend to kind of refresh, reset, and then go into the next week and tackle those challenges ahead of you for the coming week. So it is a deliberate thing that I'm doing with regard to the assignment planning. That being said, this week we've got several assignments that are coming up. In our Business 110 class for those students, we're working on Chapter 3 assignments in Moodle. For my Business 137 students, the Principles of Management, we're also working on Chapter 3 in MindTap. Let's take a look real briefly at the Business Law students. Pull up your calendar because you have kind of a accelerated calendar from the other groups. While that's pulling up, let me bring some other dates to your attention. Let's see. I do want to just bring some dates to your attention. So we are in the month of September, and we do have a Constitution Day celebration on the 19th. And with that, we're going to have a set up where you can register to vote. If you have not registered to vote, please take advantage of that. That's a good opportunity to gain some knowledge and to be able to voice your opinions on political matters and to choose how you want to be represented in our democracy. So please take the opportunity to do that. I know it's one thing I said to my class earlier today. It's hard to get on board with things until it affects you personally. So if there's a cause or something happening in our society, it's hard to wrap your mind around it until it actually impacts you personally, and then you realize how important that is. But what I try to encourage you to do is to be proactive about our democracy and engage and know how things affect you so you can avoid things from impacting you beforehand. So the 19th is that day. We also have a Get on the Bus initiative at North Drive Elementary, and I'll post some more information about that. But that is designed to have some community engagement. We want to encourage you to help our community and be a part of our community. I'll put out some more information about that. First day of fall, I heard it was Saturday the 22nd, but in this calendar it says Sunday the 23rd. So we are getting to fall. And then from there, we don't have a whole lot coming up for the short term. So we've got some time before we get into things like registration for spring and all of that. So that's it for the date updates. Real quick reminder or discussion on attendance. If you're in an online class and you don't submit any work for 2 weeks or 14 days, I have to automatically drop you from the course. It's not personal. It's not that I want to drop you. It's just that that's what the rules require me to do in order to stay in compliance with the accrediting requirements from our accreditors in the state. And so just keep that in mind. If you're missing a lot of work, you may want to send me an email, let me know what's going on, because I don't know otherwise. And I want to, be a part of your team in order to help you be successful, but I need to know. All right, let's take a look at that quick schedule for the law folks who are in 115. And for the week of September 3rd, which we're in, they had Chapter 5 due on Tuesday, and then we have Chapter 6 due on this coming Friday. So be aware of that, folks that are in the Business Law 1. Also, for the Business Law 2 folks, wrong class, one moment. Sorry. Let's see, Business Law 2, there we go. And this thing is a little slow. That's okay. Well, I'll get and start closing up, and if it pops up before I get done, that's great. But if not, I'll just include that information in the email, or you can just go to your actual course and look at the schedule. I hope you guys are using the course schedule. It is a valuable piece of information to help make sure that you're organized. Let's see. For Business Law 2 folks, we have Chapter 30 due on Friday, so FYI on that. All right, guys, it's been a pleasure, and anything I can do to support you, don't hesitate to reach out via email. Tons of resources available, whether you need a computer, some tutoring, just any type of assistance to help you be successful in your academics. Please let us know. We're here to support you. All right, guys, have a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you again soon.